This is PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Trevor's tested waters help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Trevor's tested waters help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you eat.
Hey guys, it's me Travis with PlayerProps.ai, and this is what we're doing for the Wednesday games. That's right, I had to take a second to remember what day of the week it is. That's what happens when you sit in this chair 7 days a week and pump out winning content to help y'all win more money and lose less often. And speaking of which, if you listen to all the words coming out of my mouth yesterday, you won more money. We are on a very, very nice MLB streak here. I pumped out a video as soon as the Daily Show was done, explaining how our premium members have made $3,000 in the first 16 days of the month of June by solely using the MLB spread predictor exactly how it is designed. If you follow all the steps and you do exactly what we say, you win money. It's that simple. If you're not winning money, there is a disconnect in you listening to all the words coming out of my mouth, but that's fine. It's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them. And the way to learn from them is to use the Discord that you're in, because it's free to join, to communicate with 17,000 other people and figure out what you're doing wrong and how to do things better. It is not okay to continue making mistakes and continue doing things wrong. That is not an option. If you are someone who does not think they need help, but you're also losing most of your bets, that means you need to stop betting. Stop betting completely. You don't have to bet. It's not for you. It's for people who do want to do everything in their power, including the bare minimum, which again is the free stuff. If you're not doing all the free stuff that we make available to you, you should not be betting on sports. It's that plain and simple. Free stuff including the $5,000 cash and prizes giveaway that we're doing. If you haven't entered that yet, you don't like money. And if you don't like money, you shouldn't be betting. You have to like money to bet on sports. But yeah, so our daily show was Chris Bassett over 4.5Ks. He hit, and we hit a lot of our spreads from the MLB spread predictor as well. So, I mean, what I'm most interested in is for anybody out there who hasn't upgraded their account yet. First off, if you haven't downloaded the app, please let me know in the comments of this YouTube video why you haven't downloaded the free version of the app. And that's not sarcastic. Like, I actually want to know so I can make things, I can make the process of you discovering PlayerProps.ai to you downloading the free version of the app a lot more maybe simplified or easier to understand. So if you're watching this and you don't have the free version of the app on your phone, like, I'm not going to be mocking you at all. I honestly want to know in the YouTube comments of this video why. If you've had the app for a while and you've been watching these videos for a while and you are even also in the free Discord and you haven't upgraded your account yet, also please let me know. And if you don't want it to be public in the YouTube comments, that's fine. Just shoot me a DM on Discord. You not being in Discord, you have zero excuse for that. I don't care if you're 18 years old. I don't care if you're 99 years old. You should know what an app is. You should know how to download an app, create a free account, and get into it. Now, if you don't know how to do that, to get actually into the Discord, please, comment on the video, like the banner above that comes after this one here. If you ever need help, just ask. That is not rhetorical or sarcastic. That is honestly, I cannot help you until you ask for help. If you do not let me know you need help, how in the world am I supposed to know you need help? Just ask me, I will help. There are things that you should be doing differently. If you are not winning any of your bets, I know those things you should be doing differently. And if you don't understand, even though I do a ton of video content, it is fine. Everybody learns at different speeds. You could be a text learner, you could be a visual learner. Everybody learns differently. Everybody learns at different speeds. But not even attempting to learn is not allowed. You should stop betting if you're not even attempting to be better. And that's the moral of the story, kids. Be better. Do better for you and your family. If you are constantly losing money and there's something like PlayerProps.ai and myself that is literally opening its doors and saying, what do you need help with? And you're not even attempting to take that help, then there's some disconnect between how much you love your family, because I am trying to make you not lose money to make your family hate you. So don't let your family hate you. Let me help you. But we're going to go ahead and hop, skip, jump now over to MLB. So today we have MLB and WNBA. Very saddened to hear that the New York Liberty is not going to the third consecutive Commissioner's Cup final, even though they had the same Commissioner's Cup record as the Fever, because the Fever beat them as their sole loss of the season. It's going to be Fever and Minnesota. And speaking of Minnesota, if you didn't pay attention to yesterday's game, their star player, Nafisa Collier, I'm pretty sure it was her, left with like a pretty bad back injury. So I don't know if she's going to be out or not, but the final, so we had like all these consecutive games for WNBA. The final's not till July 1st. So they're like, play. Oh, hey, we know the two people who are going to be in the Commissioner's Cup final. And then it's literally just, 2 weeks. And then we get that one game. So I don't know. But yeah, anyway, this is what we got going on here. We're going to do the same thing we always do. You should by now, if you've seen at least one or two of these videos, you should have mastered this where you don't even need to watch the show anymore. What our premium members do and the people who actually are applying themselves and listening to the words coming out of my mouth, what they do is they open the app. They know I typically put these up on YouTube like around noon Eastern time or a little bit before that. So what they do is they use the app and they're like, what play is Travis going to wind up on today in his show? And if the play that you find is the exact play that I wind up on, then you know that you have applied yourself and you're using the app correctly. If you never attempt to do what I am teaching you to do in every video, you should not be betting on sports. You do not have the right mindset to be a successful bettor. Ask questions, be better, and the way you be better is by attempting to be better, or stop betting completely. You do not have to bet on sports. Sports betting is not for everybody. Who's it for? The people who do try to be better. So we did our minimum line 3. We did our accuracy, or the difference at 17 or higher. And I think yesterday we had like 3 or 4 people that still showed up here. Looks like we have a little bit better slate here today. Typically that's what we find on Wednesday slates. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out real quickly before we look at anything else which ones are true trifectas. So on the overs, Patrick Corbin 3.5 line, sportsbooks favor the over, projection 4.55. That's a 1.05 difference. Patrick Corbin is a trifecta. Severino, no. Projection's not high enough. Needs to be 4.5, only 4.3. Stefan, I know his name's Steven. Stefan needs to be 4.5. It's only 4.25, and the sportsbooks favor the under. Same thing here. Not enough. Not enough. And then we have a few underplays. Looks like there's 2 underplays. Luis Castillo, 6.5 line. Sportsbook favor the under. Projection needs to be 5.5 or lower, and it is at 5.15. And we get to Logan Allen. I hate all of the Cleveland pitchers. I hate them all. I am a Cleveland Guardians fan. I've been so for, I don't know, I feel like 10 years at this point. And they're so hot and cold. I just hate them all. There's only one player on the Cleveland Guardians that I like, and it's, of course, Jose. All the pitchers I hate. We're probably going to make it to at least like a wild card or play-in or something like that this season, and then we're going to lose because the pitcher is going to give up 4 runs in the first 2 innings. You can actually cash that right now. It's June 18th. The first game Cleveland Guardians play, the pitcher is going to give up at least 4 runs in the first 2 innings. Take that to the bank. But his projection needs to be 3.5 or lower, and it's only 3.6, so he's not a true trifecta. So essentially, we only have 2 true trifectas. 1, Luis Castillo, and number 2, Patrick Corbin. So Emmett Sheehan, you see that his box looks different because he doesn't have the accuracy here. This guy's been on the IL for like 75 years. And so this is his first time back. And there's something we say about first plate appearances or first pitching appearances. We don't touch them. So the AI is favoring under. The sportsbooks are favoring the under because the over is only minus 105. Projection AI is favoring the over. Actually, he had a start. No, he had 1 start. No, this is last year. No, this is not even last year. I think it was all last season. So, yeah, this is 2023 data here. So when it says last 5, I mean, that's literally 2 years ago because I'm pretty sure he missed all of last season. But you know that there's a role in the ban list on the MLB ban list channel in Discord, which is free to join, which you should be in if you take betting seriously. It says we don't go over strikeout props on pitchers versus San Diego. So even if this was a trifecta, we're not going to touch it. Patrick Corbin, first in Kansas City. Kansas City is the second least strikeoutiest team of this season. I do not like going over strikeout props. against Kansas City. I don't even know if that's on the ban list or not. Let me check. It is. Over K-Props versus KC, banned. Emmett Sheehan, banned. Because he's versus San Diego. Patrick Corbin, banned. So the only real trifecta is Luis Castillo. But you see this green here? If you're looking at underplay, you want to see red. You want to see red, blood red. You don't want to see green. Very bad. What does green tell you? He's versing Boston. Who is Boston? Boston is the third most strikeouts for the team this season. And even recently, they're the fifth most over the last 3 games. Boston is striking out a lot. Now, granted, they just traded Rafi Devers to San Francisco. So the lineup's going to be shifting a bit here. And it's also, I'm pretty sure I would argue that Luis Castillo is probably one of the better, if not the best pitcher for Seattle. And Garrett Crotchet Rocket is really good as well. Strikeout-wise, he gives up a lot of runs because he sucks. But strikeout-wise, he's pretty good. So this is like 2 decent pitchers versing each other. I don't know if that's going to be a low-scoring game or not because, again, Crotchet Rocket does like to give up runs, even though he likes to get 10 Ks. He'll give up like 5 runs and get like 15 strikeouts. Makes no sense. But yeah, this is what the projected roster looks like. Sans Devers, now that he got traded. In the last game, Luis Castillo pitched almost 100 pitches at 99, 6 innings, 7 Ks. Prior to that, he did not hit 7 Ks in his last 18 starts. Versing San Francisco in 2024 on August 23rd. He got 9 Ks. Since then, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 2, 6, blah, 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 blah. He has been more consistent. As you see, the red bars are kind of low and all over the place. And then we go to this season. His first start this season was No, actually, I guess this is mostly this season. There's been a lot of starts so far. So yeah, 328, and he's kind of been up and down, but he's been pretty consistent where he's not gotten less than 5 since his 5-9 start. So it's been over a month since he had less than 5. So he's getting consistent Ks. He's consistently eclipsing, looks like 93 pitches or more. So he's getting into the early to late 90s. He even has a game of 114 here. But there's only one game since, and his most recent game, since August 23rd of last year, where he got more than 6 Ks. His strikeout rate against righties is 23.2%, but he doesn't really strike out lefties that much, which is interesting because Boston, lefty, switch, which Toro can bat lefty. So if we say all switch hitters are lefties, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lefties and 4 true righties. Looks like the batting average isn't too crazy either. 243 against righties, 248 against lefties. So it's not like they're lighting him up, which is why he doesn't get that many strikeouts. It's just fly out, file out, pop out, ground out, strikeout. But this is interesting. Like, he literally has 2 towers here of green and then just a little drawbridge full of red. AI's been accurate on him through 38 games at 58% clip, which is interesting. But would we dare going under on a pitcher that's doing this many Ks? Especially when Devers is out, so they have a slightly suckier lineup. Because Devers essentially, like, when these guys get on base, Devers is the guy that drove them in and added runs or ERA to the opposing pitcher. So they played, I'm pretty sure Boston played on Sunday, right? Like, the team didn't even know that he was traded till like 10 minutes before the game started. So Sunday, let me see what their lineup was. Let me see. I could do this on the screen, but I don't feel like doing it right now. So I'm just pulling up my phone. Oh no, he did. Okay, so he did play for the Red Sox on Sunday. The news came Sunday night. So Sunday night was the San Francisco game. So San Francisco players didn't know about him getting traded until like 14, 15 minutes before. Dare we go after Boston? Let's look at team trends real quick. So, yeah, third overall this season in strikeouts. They've averaged 9.29. In their last 3, they've averaged 11, and the last game they struck out 10 times. And we're just simply hoping that he doesn't get 7 strikeouts. But everything's telling me he's probably going to get 7 strikeouts. So I don't think there's a strikeout play that we like, because there's only one trifecta that does. Well, actually, there's none that makes sense, because we whittled it down to Luis Castillo, but he's versing Boston, a very, very high strikeout team. The other person we were looking at was Patrick Corbin, but there's a ban list rule that we don't go under Ks against Kansas City. Or we don't go over Ks against Kansas City. Sorry, correction. Man. I have a feeling we're going to fade him and he's not going to hit. Or he's going to hit the under. Let me see if we can find his line cheaper. Or more expensive, like a 7.5 line. I doubt it. But it's always worth looking. Always worth looking. Nope, 6.5 across the board. Every single sportsbook favors the under. As does the AI. 6.5 is a lot. See, look at these. This is the only game you're going to find today where the lines of the pitchers, both starting pitchers, are 6.5 or higher. These are both. It's interesting, though, that his line's at 6.5 when he's only done this once in the last, 10 months. But the sports books put this line here because they know that Boston is trash. Is he going to get 7 Ks against Boston? Who knows? I don't think we need to force that, though. So let's go to our spread predictor. So the video I mentioned I put out yesterday after the Daily Show, which if you haven't watched it, make sure you watch it. If you're in a legal betting state, a state that allows spread bets, you have cost yourself $3,000 by not being a premium member and using the MLB spread predictor, which is why I did that video. I explained this is how much profit we made day 1, day 2, day 3, all the way through 16 days of June, and it totals $3,000. Now, there's another strategy that we use called Y3 strategy. That one actually hasn't lost at all since we introduced it earlier this month. It is currently 10-0, hasn't lost a single time. So there's 2 things that are printing money where if you, I like saying it's one of those things like Geico or whatever always said, even a caveman can do it. If nothing's rocket science, all you have to do is listen. You just listen and you do exactly what we say. You win money. It's that simple. But that being said, there's no strikeouts we like. Before I go to a different prop, which I know props are universal, but I don't really want to. I feel like if I do a spread and people are watching this and they're in prop places playing on the Prize Picks of the worlds or whatever. Man. All right, let me first look at the other stats we typically look at for MLB player props. Actually, let me see if there's any WNBA. There's only one game today. I think Tina Charles is almost a trifecta. 19% instead of 20%. Tina Charles 15.5 has hit this in 80% of the last 5 games, 4 straight. She got 19-20 here. She's gotten it 6 out of the last 7 games. Every game she's played more than 25 minutes, she's hit. And except for her last game that didn't do that. She played 30 minutes, 3 personal fouls, 11 points here. So it's not 19% is super, super close. It's probably 19 point something. Let's see if we can find her cheaper somewhere else. We get 14.5. They'd be perfect. Tina. Nope, 15.5 is the lowest, and every sportsbook favors the over. You know what? Screw it. We're going to do that. So we started off with MLB. We played around with it. Nothing that strikeout made sense. We were going to go in the direction of MLB spreads, but I like always finish on player props because that's the most universally bet on thing. Because even in states that don't have legal betting and you have the fantasy prop apps, you still have the ability to play player props. So I think that's what we're going to go with here. We're going to go with Miss Tina. So, ladies and gents, again, I like to stress that if you need help, just ask. If you haven't done the $5,000 giveaway, go to playerprops.ai/giveaway. You can't ask me, how do I enter the giveaway? When I just told you, you go to playerprops.ai/giveaway in your browser. It'll send you to it. It costs you $0.00, and you have a chance to win part of the $5,000 cash and prizes pool. If you are not someone who's actually going to go do that after I said it, then that means sports betting is not for you if you do not care enough about having more money at the end of the day than what you started with. But with that all being said, good luck today. Ask questions. The Discord is always available to you. Costs you $0. Do the bare minimum. Apply yourself. Stop losing all your bets and making your family hate you. Let us change that. You just need to apply yourself. Good luck.